the number one cause of divorce in North America today is money fights. Money is the one thing people say they argue about the most in marriage, according to a Stanley and Markman study. 7 out of 10 couples disagree about financial issues, according to an article in USA Today. 57% of divorced couples said that financial disputes were the primary reason they did not get along, according to a study done by Citibank. It's the number one thing that breaks up marriages. Hear me again. The number one thing that breaks up marriages, money problems and money fights. If it's the number one problem, then it's also what Larry Burkett used to say, it's the number one opportunity in our marriages to take them to a better level, to take a good marriage and make it fabulous, to take one that's struggling and looks like it's not going to make it and bring it back together and let it heal. And you can do that through stuff like doing a budget, like agreeing on our spending, because when we agree on our spending, again, we're agreeing on our value system, and that is absolutely vital.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the presence of these witnesses to join Brad and Melissa in holy matrimony. Repeat after me. I, Melissa, take you, Brad, to be my lawfully wedded husband.
I, Melissa, take you, Brad, to be my lawfully wedded husband.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse, for richer and poorer, in debt and in bankruptcy. Thanks to the furniture you financed, your Visa bill, and your student loans. The 15-foot bass boat and the 63-inch plasma TV. From this day forward, till death do you part.
We've taught our kids that there are 4 things that break marriages up, and to be sure you're in agreement on those 4 things. Number 1 is money. Money is the number one cause of divorce in North America today. Money fights and money stress breaks up more marriages than anything else. So be in agreement on the things we teach in this course, like saving and budgeting and giving and those kinds of things. The second thing that breaks couples up all the time is discussions and fights over kids. Whether to have kids, how many to have, how the kids are treated, discipline levels, those kinds of things. The third one is in-laws. And so you have to learn to set boundaries with your in-laws. The parents-in-law of one of you may be crazy or something like that. And that kind of stuff messes up more marriages than just about anything else. And the fourth is religion. Being on the same page in your faith walk is a big deal statistically to be able to succeed in marriage. So as you're dating and as you're looking for relationships, dating is kind of like practicing. It's courtship. You're not necessarily going to date everybody that you'd like to marry, but you really should be kind of thinking about, is this someone I would actually spend my life with? If not, why am I wasting my time going out with them? And, what is the real motivation? Is it a positive motivation then? May not be. So we've taught our kids just to be very mature, go slow, enjoy the relationships and those kinds of things, but be looking at those 4 things. Try to find common ground, and then you've got somebody that you potentially could spend your life with.
Now, typically, not only do opposites attract in the sense of men and women are different, but opposites attract in other things too. One of you is late for everything, and the other one is on time. Have to be on time for everything. You have to be early for everything. One of you was up at 6 o'clock in the morning going, we have to get over there. We want to get a good seat. We have to get over there. I want to get a good parking place. Did you see the parking? I've got to get a good seat. And the other one's going, look, they're not going to really say anything important for the first hour anyway. It's that way at our house. I have to be on time for everything. I'm like the nerd of the family, right? My wife, it doesn't matter. She'll get there sometime. It's okay. And, when our kids were little, we lose our religion getting ready for church. And one Sunday, she used this line that Steve and Annie Chapman, friends of ours that do ministry to the family, use. Steve's got a great sense of humor, and she used it on me. She said, this Sunday, why don't we trade places? You get the kids ready, and I'll go out in the driveway and honk the horn. Opposites attract. One of you's in here burning up right now, and the other one's freezing to death. You ever have those thermostat wars at your house? It's not cold. Yes, it is. It's not cold. Yes, it is. and back and forth. I threatened to get one of those locking glass things over it like you have at the office, you know? Just keep your hands off of it. The concept of a thermostat is it adjusts itself, you know? And now it's I'm hot, now I'm cold. And we're back and forth, opposite track. One of you is a spender, one of you is a saver. And that's a good thing. You need each other. You spenders need a saver in your life so you don't retire and have to buy that cookbook, 72 Ways to Prepare Alpo, and love it. You savers need a spender in your life so you have a life. And typically what happens is the nerd, the one that is very organized, you know, the detail person, the underwear drawer is folded, must be on time, everything has a place, really enjoys for the bills to be paid on time. Late, oh, don't give me a late charge. Oh. How many of you are like me? I'm a nerd at my house. Or if you're the nerd at your house, raise your hand. Come on, be proud, nerds. Come on. You know, nerds are very precise. They're having to think about this for a moment. Maybe I am a nerd and I wouldn't want to have a problem with my integrity. I'll have to think this through, you know. But nerds are very, very precise people, right? We have to have things the way they're supposed to be. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I want my shirt tail to be tucked in just right. I looked in the mirror before I came out here. It's not perfect and it's bothering me. You know, that's the way it is with nerds, right? That's how you do things. So the nerd likes doing the budget. It gives them this sense of power, this sense of control. Some nerds are real big-time control freaks, but all nerds are at least a little bit a control freak. You know what I'm saying? And we're actually going to introduce some folks to you. We're going to introduce the nerd. We've arranged to have a nerd visit with us tonight, and a free spirit too, for that matter. But first, let me introduce you to our nerd for the evening. Dan is our nerd for the evening. Come out, Dan. That's funny, ha-ha. My team thinks that we need to dress the nerd like me. That's cute, guys. That's very cute, guys. I really like that. Now, thank you very much. All right, and the free spirit is the one that they don't feel cared for. We nerds think we're caring for everyone. The free spirit instead feels controlled. They feel told what to do. The free spirit is like, how many of you in here are free spirits? Raise your hand. See, they always start a wave. Woohoo! You know, they didn't hesitate. Yeah, baby, we're free spirit. Yeah, when's the break? Give me some refreshments. I'm a free spirit. You know, I'm sure glad this thing's funny. I was afraid it was going to be boring. You know, this is the free spirit, right? And the free spirit, they're mature. They're adults too. They just believe in having a thing called a life. They don't really get a high out of 3-generation spreadsheets. They don't understand. You know. They don't want to click the third tab over, and they don't want to spend hours and hours and hours looking at the details. They want to vote. They want to be part of the program. And Susan is going to be our free spirit for the evening. Come out, Susan. You all give Susan a big round of applause. So what happens is the nerd and the free spirit get married, but they don't really become one, do they? No. Instead, we start this fight thing, because the first thing that'll happen is the nerd goes, oh no, I've married one of those. And the free spirit's going, you are a freak, you know? Get away from me, you Fruit Loop, you know? And this fight, this constant tension, some marriages go through this. This is real world, isn't it? Say yes. Yes. Some marriages go through this for decades and don't even realize there's all this tension in the air. They kind of just tolerate it, or they go to their corners and go, okay, you pay your bills and I'll pay my bills. We're not really married. We're just going to have a joint venture. And the nerd's like, you're too irresponsible. And the free spirit's like, you're too controlling. And we're just all this clash of the titans going on. And it doesn't make for a high-quality marriage. As a matter of fact, we just said this, it's the #1 cause of divorce. As opposites attract, and men and women are different anyway, when you put all of that in the soup with money, it makes a mess.
If you think about it, you probably find yourself in one of two camps when it comes to money. You're either a saver or a spender. How do you know which one you are? Well, if you're a saver, you may find it easy each year to put some of your birthday money into savings. You may not have anything you're saving for yet, but you're holding on to it just in case. Now, you spenders, you're the ones who already have all of your money mentally spent a month before your actual birthday. You can imagine all the ways you're going to spend it. Being a spender or a saver isn't right or wrong. So yes, go ahead and be proud of your particular style. But you can also learn from each other. Savers, what can you learn from spenders? Have a little fun. Savers, it's okay to enjoy your money. I'm not suggesting that you go on a wild and crazy shopping spree, but if you can afford to splurge a little here and there, then do it. After all, we work really hard to earn an income and manage our money well, so we should take time to enjoy it. Spenders, what can you learn from savers? Slow down. Having fun is great, but the money will run out if you're not responsible. So write out a budget and have a few big purchases or goals that you're saving for. Then just contribute to that account on a monthly basis. The same thing I said to the savers is true. You work hard to earn an income. I would hate for you to waste all of your money on something you won't care about in 2 days. The goal here is to learn from each other. Find ways to inch closer to that middle ground of a saver and a spender.